Hey guys, figured I'd make a quick video here on some of the deals I'm working on. Just kind of give you some inside look on what a lease purchase looks like and how it can be beneficial and some of the risk associated with it as well. So I have a house that I'm working on in Charleston, South Carolina, actually in Johns Island, South Carolina. Obviously, I didn't want to put the information online to or protect the seller in the house. But I did copy and paste kind of what was for sale and when. So it looks like, as you can see here, they put it on at 812 for 425, 817 knocked down to 419, 914 about a month later went to 405, and that's where it stayed. Ultimately, it went off the market. He got tired of his realtor, and I guess they weren't moving, so it went to 405. Okay. So he and I started talking probably in mid-October, and after we talked, saw some opportunities. He was open to a term deal, lease purchase, and so when I ran the comps, the comps were probably 395 to 400 in the market. I offered him two different options, 392 and 401. I'll walk you through those. So 392 is what I'm going to purchase it for. That's no realtor fees, buying it as is. His equity's locked in right at the date of purchase. Now I'm going to pay him a monthly payment for 36 months before I cash him out. Right. I'm taking over in this scenario his principal, insurance, taxes, and interest. So the mortgage of the home. Right. 892. He's done with the home. Also, he has no repairs, upkeep. So if the house, needs a new roof, or if there's a plumbing issue, that's all on me. He doesn't have to worry about that. Okay. Now he wanted full market value instead of a little bit of a discount. So in that scenario, I'm going to do contingent on finding a tenant buyer, which I'm going to allow it to market to my group, up to 120 days, but usually it's somewhere in between 30, 60 days to find somebody. Okay. In the market that we currently are. And so he's okay with that. 392, it's a 36-month agreement. I typically, again, in my world, I'm cashing people out in about 24 to 30 months. Realistically, that's what it'll be 95% of the time. But worst case scenario is risk is up to 36 months. Okay. Option two, I actually pay them a little bit more, 401, as you can see here. Again, paying them 892, principal, insurance, or interest, taxes, insurance. But I'm asking for 60 months here. And again, I'm still trying to cash them out in 24 to 30 months. That's when I make my money. That's, in a rent to own program, most people need about 2 years of seasoning. They're moving to a new area, like an entrepreneur, they've been through a death or divorce. It really is at 24 to 30 months, 95% of the time. But, if there is an issue on my side, and, somebody has a little hiccup, he's giving me some insurance. I'm paying him for that, right? 60 months could be worst case scenario. Somebody 18 months in has a death in the family. They need to move somewhere else, and they lose their deposit with my attorney in escrow. And I've got to put somebody else in there. If I was doing the 36 months, I may just have to come out of cash and buy the house and still do that on my own. But if he'll give me a little bit of time in 60 months, I'll pay him more money. Okay. But again, doesn't happen often. 1 out of 30 homes. All right. We'll handle all the upkeep, repairs, maintenance, marketing costs, again, contingent, because I'm actually paying a little over market value in this scenario. Again, 395 to 400. And so, one other thing that I did for him is, if he sold it with the realtor, what would it be? So just so you know, in this house, he actually had an offer. The offer went through. He felt good about it. And then when they did the inspection, they came back with $15,000 worth of repairs. He declined that, and they ended up leaving. Okay. And so, we talked about it. He said, realistically, I think I would get 385 if I put it back on the market with a realtor. He said it does need some repairs. I'm buying it again as is. Those are on me. He's probably $5,000 is what he estimated. Again, these are his numbers when we were talking. And then commissions, this is on 385. He was paying 6%, so 19,000 basically. Closing cost on 385 is obviously 3,850. Transfer taxes in South Carolina, that's standard for the 385 here. So 355 is what he's going to take home. That he's got to pay off his loan. Obviously, the check that he would get at closing is about 92 grand. Good deal, right? Now, again, I'm paying him $392, but remember, no repairs cost, no commissions. He's still going to have closing cost. It would actually be a little bit higher here, as you can see, and the transfer taxes, a couple bucks, $34. So forgive me here. And as you see, at 386, we take the loan. He gets a check for 124,000 if he can wait 24 to 30 months, right? That's a really good return on his equity. His equity is 92 grand here in this scenario. That's about a 15.6 return on 2 years. That's really, really good. Obviously, in the market, if it goes for 3 years, this is again worst case scenario would be 36 months. It's a 10.414% return. He feels really good about that. It's better. He doesn't have any risk. He's got a guaranteed basically return, and it's protected with a home, right? An asset, unlike the stock market. So he's excited about that. Or the 60 month, he can do 401, 60 months. I'm going to pay him more. Again, he's still paying the closing costs and transfer taxes, when this deal completely cashes out. So let's say 395 again is what I would be paying him. I'm going to pay off the loan on his behalf, and then he gets a check for 38 grand, 138 grand. That's about $46,000 more than he would have got at the 92. Okay. And so in this scenario, he's actually, if I do cash him out like I normally do in about 2 years, that's a 22% return on his equity. Really, really good. 3 years, 14.23. Unfortunately, if there's a hiccup, again, very low chance for these two opportunities. This is a 5% chance. But if it did, he's still got a very good return, 10.48. And then worst case scenario, if it went 60 months, 8.3%. I mean, that's all day you take that in the stock market. So anyway, just wanted to show you how these lease purchase deals work. Obviously most cash out in 24 to 30 months. If you got a little bit of equity and you can wait, there's some really good returns. Obviously, if you're willing to risk a little bit more and kind of give me some insurance, you still got great returns, but you get better returns. So you just want to give you an example of kind of what it looks like. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next week.